Now we are looking at dividing fractions. The best way to help you remember the process for dividing fractions are the words keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction the same, change division to multiplication, flip by multiplying by the reciprocal, and then simplify. So for this problem, we are doing 3/4 divided by 1/8. Step 1, keep the first fraction the same. So the 3/4 will stay 3/4. Then change the division to a multiplication symbol. Flip the second number to its reciprocal. 1/8 becomes 8/1. Remember, this reciprocal is when the denominator becomes the numerator becomes the denominator. And then simplify the fraction by doing your multiplication and reducing. We are going to multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. 3 times 8 gives us 24 as the numerator. 4 times 1 gives us 4 as the denominator. Since 4 is a factor of 24, we need to simplify by doing 24 divided by 4, which gives us 6. If you've read the story problem, it will take Yvonne 6 beakers in order to fill up that 3/4 cup of baking soda beaker that she needs. The next problem here says that Rose has 3 feet of wood that she's cutting into pieces that are 3/4 of a foot long. So she is taking the 3 of the whole number and dividing by 3/4. How many 3/4 can she get out of 3? First, we need to write 3 as 3/1. That way we have 2 fractions we are using. So we keep the first fraction the same. We change the sign to multiplication, and we flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. Then we simplify by multiplying. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. Since 3 is a factor of 12, we will do 12 divided by 3 to get 4 pieces. Here are some more examples of dividing fractions. Remember, to write whole numbers as fractions, you simply write the number over 1. So 5 becomes 5/1. Always remember to keep the first number, change the sign, so division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. The first example we're going to look at is a fraction divided by a whole number. 5/6 divided by 3. We are going to keep the problem 5/6 the same. Change multiplication, the division to the multiplication. Flip 3/1 to 1/3, its reciprocal. Multiply across, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. And simplify. So when we do 5 times 1, we get 5. 6 times 3, we get 18. 5/18 does not share any factors, so that is simplest form. The next example is a whole number divided by a fraction. 16 divided by 2/3. So we are going to keep 16 as the whole number, but we are going to write it over 1 to show it in fraction form. Divided by 2/3. Next step is to change the division to multiplication, and then we are going to flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. 2/3 becomes 3/2. Multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. 16 times 3, 1 times 2. That is 48 halves. Now, to continue that, you should be taking 48 divided by 2 to get back to the whole number of 24. Our third problem is a fraction divided by a fraction. 5/9 divided by 3/7. We're going to keep the 5/9 the same. Change the division to multiplication. Flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. 3/7 becomes 7/3. Multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So 5 times 7 and 9 times 3. Then 35 over 27. Once again, we need to switch this back to a mixed number. So you're going to see how many times 27 goes into 35. 27 goes into 35 one time with 8 left over. So that would be 1 whole and 8 out of 27.